Assalamualaikum. It's another session of hashtag Ask Aliza Kim. Let's see what the question is today. How do you draw a line between venting out and gossiping? I think that when Muslims feel we can't talk about problems and we have to suck it up, and sometimes we see that as self-sacrifice, which I don't think is healthy. Maybe you can enlighten more about these two. So that means the venting and gossiping. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about venting and gossiping. Yeah, I totally hear you. You know, sometimes we just need to talk things out. We just need to vent it out so that, you know, we can feel better about things. But you're completely right. As Muslims, we are taught to have restraint. And there's certain ways and certain things that we know that we shouldn't say, we shouldn't talk about. But definitely bottling things up is not healthy, as you already know. So yeah, let's talk about these two things. Let's talk about gossiping and venting. Let's go. Okay, so let's talk about these two concepts, gossiping and venting. They're very close, right? So sometimes we don't even know what we're doing when we're speaking out. Not sure if it's gossip and not sure if it's just venting. Okay, so as Muslims, we have two things that we should think about, I think. The first one is intention, and the second one is the method in which you are seeking, or the method in which you are voicing out. Okay, let's talk about intention first. So intention is usually for a Muslim that moral compass that tells us whatever we are saying, doing, thinking, whether it's right or wrong, whether it's negative or positive, and why we're doing it, right? And that's what the intention is there to do. It's there to be the moral compass. So with the gossip, usually the premise or the intention behind that is to actually spread news. Spread news in a way that the person being gossiped about usually doesn't want to happen. Okay, so it has a negative undertone. So that intention is something that, of course, is forbidden actually in Islam. So gossip, slander, backbiting, all these are major sins in Islam. It's something that Allah has not allowed, God has not allowed, and it's because of exactly that. It's spreading news that that person being talked about does not want to be spread. So it's actually trying to even protect someone that might be guilty, but it's still not your place to talk about them. It's not your place to spread news about them. So the laws of Islam say that you can't do that. So when it's an intention to actually go and gossip, then we know that it's not good. Okay, now for venting, venting is usually with a very different intention. Venting is usually actually two things mixed together, relieving some kind of, you know, feeling. Usually it's frustration of some sort, plus seeking some kind of advice, wanting some kind of response or feedback so that we can understand a situation, understand a person better so that we're not feeling so frustrated. Okay, I'm going to shift my focus completely to the venting. And for me, I think that the venting falls under the category of consultation and advice, like I just said. So with consultation and advice, there's some rules of engagement. Number one, whoever you speak to, this person needs to be trustworthy. So that means that they have to be able to not spread whatever you're going to say. They have to be someone that you know can keep a secret, can keep your issues and your feelings and whatever you tell them private. Okay. Number two, when you're speaking and you're venting out or seeking consultation, it should be done in private. So why is privacy so important? There is a saying in Islam, and I can't remember which imam it was, but they had explained very beautifully that consultation done in secret, done in private, is advice, whereas consultation done publicly, it's actually exposure. So when you don't keep it private, it means that you're exposing the other person now. You're making things public. Other people are going to know, even if you have no intention of spreading the news. But when it's public, other people are going to know. It's going to be an exposure of the person that you're talking about. So it still runs that risk of perhaps being backbiting. It's not gossip anymore, but it's backbiting. So we don't want to go anywhere close to those three things: gossiping, slandering, and backbiting. Okay, so those two rules of engagement find the right person to speak to, someone that's knowledgeable or you can trust and you know will give you good advice, and make sure that it's done in private. Okay, so those are the two ways, or those are the few ways where you can detect whether what you're doing is gossiping or venting. And I hope that helped. Okay, if anyone else has any other questions, please do put them into the comment section below, and I will see you guys in next week's hashtag Ask Aliza Kim. And don't forget to subscribe to my social media handles if you have not, and also go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Okay, see you guys next week. Assalamualaikum. Bye-bye.